Let's talk about BlackRock. The name sounds like a Bond villain's lair, and honestly, the scale of this company is just as dramatic. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager. Think of it as a financial butler for trillions of pounds. When a single company manages more money than the economies of Germany, the UK, and Japan combined, people get nervous. And they should. Is BlackRock powerful? Absolutely. But it's not a Bond villain. It's more like a supercharged groundskeeper for global capitalism. As an asset manager, BlackRock invests money on behalf of pension funds, insurance companies, and even governments. They don't invest their own money, they're stewards of other people's capital. Their decisions can send shockwaves through the global economy. So, when you hear about BlackRock, remember, they're not evil masterminds, but their influence is real and massive. The real question isn't if they're powerful, but how they use that power, and that's why we need to pay attention, because when BlackRock moves, the world feels it. As of early 2025, BlackRock manages around £8 trillion in assets. That's more money than most countries will ever see. Their closest rivals like Vanguard and State Street are also huge, but BlackRock is the biggest kid on the playground. The money comes from clients: pension funds, insurance companies, university endowments, and even central banks. BlackRock doesn't own this money. It manages it for others, charging a small fee. Even a tiny fee on £8 trillion adds up to billions in revenue. Think of BlackRock as the world's most lucrative coat check attendant. They don't own the coats, but they get paid for every one. Their business model is all about scale, accumulating as many assets as possible. This is why their influence is so vast. They're not hoarding cash, they're managing the world's savings, and that makes them a financial force unlike any other. Now for the big question. Does BlackRock secretly control everything? The internet loves this idea, but reality is less dramatic. Most of BlackRock's investments are in index funds, baskets of stocks that mirror the market. They're passive investors, not puppet masters. But being a massive shareholder does give them voting power at company meetings. Recently, they've used this power more assertively, especially on climate and governance issues. Some say they're too passive. Others accuse them of pushing a political agenda. The truth? BlackRock isn't running companies day to day, but they do nudge the corporate world in directions they think are best for long-term returns. It's not world domination. It's more like being the world's most influential backseat driver. Their power is real, but it's structural, not conspiratorial, and that's what makes them so important to watch. Let's look at what makes BlackRock tick ETFs and Aladdin. ETFs, especially BlackRock's iShares, let anyone invest in a huge portfolio with a single click. This made investing cheaper and more accessible, but also funneled trillions into BlackRock's hands. Their dominance isn't about secret deals, it's about building a better, cheaper product. Then there's Aladdin, BlackRock's risk management software. Aladdin tracks trillions in assets, running stress tests and helping institutions manage risk. Even competitors and central banks use it. The risk? If everyone relies on the same tool, they might all react the same way in a crisis, amplifying market swings. It's not a conspiracy, just a new kind of systemic risk. Aladdin doesn't control the world, but its influence is everywhere, and that's a subtle but powerful kind of magic. So, how does BlackRock affect your life, or your Nan's biscuits? If you have a pension, BlackRock probably manages part of it. Their performance shapes your retirement. As a major shareholder, their decisions impact companies that make everyday products, from biscuits to energy. When BlackRock pushes for better climate policies or board diversity, it shapes the corporate world you live in. They're not puppet masters or secret landlords. They're a product of a system that rewards scale and efficiency. Their power is enormous, but it's built into the structure of modern finance. BlackRock is like financial gravity, invisible, massive, and always there. Understanding them isn't about conspiracies, it's about seeing how our financial system really works. Their actions or inactions ripple through the economy. That's the reality, far more important and more complicated than any myth. And it's why BlackRock matters to all of us.